Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Lost Horizon, and this is a new action thriller war film. A former soldier now working for hire fights to rescue the innocent in a land torn by war. Facing ruthless enemies and betrayal, he struggles for survival, justice, and redemption. And this is from director Patrick Garcia and stars Tom Fairfoot. And this film, from like a filmmaking standpoint, you can tell this is made for pretty low budget, but some of the glaring, frustrating elements is the really clunky editing, where it doesn't really feel like a lot of these action sequences, or any of these scenes for that matter, are edited in a way that feels smooth and transitional. It feels very clunky and jarring, and it really cuts up a lot of the momentum of the action sequences or the moments of tension. And it really does cut that tension and lets it loose. And you lose a lot of the effectiveness of this film because so much of this feels so choppy and clunky. And the pacing wise, this film's just an hour and 30 minutes, but it feels forever. Like looking at the clock, and it was 40 minutes in, and it felt like I had already watched the whole hour and a half movie. And that doesn't do this story much because it's at times meandering and overstuffed, but then also like we have this time jump in it that feels so random. And I don't think this film ever really gets us to a point where we connect deeply with these characters, so that where we care about them having these other dynamics and stuff like that. It's challenging navigating through this film and really feeling like you connect to any of these characters. And like, you have this young journalist, and obviously you empathize with her. She's just trying to do a good thing. And you have this main character who's, doing it for money and then starting to realize what he really needs to do. And even just from like an effects standpoint, like the gunfights and gunshots, the wounds look so horrendously fake with this CGI instead of using, more practical means. And it all just feels so clunky. And then there's these big twists and swings in terms of the narrative at times where we don't feel that invested. So they ring hollow. And a lot of the performances in this film are very stiff and lack any like real emotional connection to the audience, where we're just kind of seeing people hearing people reading lines and seeing people walking through staged, scenes. It's a movie, but we feel like we're watching a movie. We feel like actors actively trying to act, and it's just not really clicking. And there's a few of these actors that feel very authentic in their characters, and they're like the random scenes between like two military people discussing some of like these bigger off to the side kinds of things, and not the characters that we're really trying to connect with. And it leaves us in this space where you get this ending that's supposed to be like this big, satisfying, yeah, we did it kind of thing. And it's just like, I never once felt deeply connected enough to any of this to really feel like there's motivation for it and to care that much for it. And just a lot of these things didn't work. And there's few things about this film that really stand out in a meaningful way. It just feels like one of those straight to VOD action war thriller movies that scratches a particular itch for those who enjoy that genre, and can appreciate and dive into these like straight to VOD digital type films, because this really does feel like that vibe. But those are my thoughts on Lost Horizon. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.